Hi, well, it's day 2 of our juice cleanse, our juice feast, our detox. Tomorrow we're going to be going through our colonic irrigation, the first one. I've had a few inquiries about different juices through the blog, what we're actually using. So I'm going to illustrate to you a different type of juice. It's actually a blended juice, so a true juice in its form that we typically would refer to would be where you put them through a juicing device, as I showed you earlier on, the centrifugal juicing device that we're using out here at the moment. But also we use a blender to create a superfood type of juice, which is primarily on a water base. I'm going to illustrate that to you right now. Here's the setup. Again, we're just using a KitchenAid aid blender here. That's not the typical blender we use back home, but remember, we're staying with family at the moment, so we're making the most of what we've got. Some people use excuses and say that they can't juice because they're away from home, they can't go through a cleanse. Actually, you know, I say this with money, you can make excuses or you can make money. Same thing applies to health. You can make excuses or you can be healthy, but you can't have both. So here we've got an array of different superfoods. I did talk about this briefly yesterday, but just to share with you, we've got organic coconut oil, acai powder there, freeze-dried. We've got other things like, we've got the bee pollen there, maca, or maca actually as it should be pronounced, which is an amazing root powder. We've got the powdered hemp in the background there, the organic hemp seeds, and Hawaiian spirulina as well. All those are going to be blended into a juice, and I've already poured out the glass of water that I want to use. It's going to be 1 glass of water, and I'm using this as a top-up right now after about an hour and a half, 2 hours into the morning. So essentially what I'm doing is, this is going to give me some of the fats I need and other things. So let's talk about how we do the process. Here I've got the maca, and remember, this is all dehydrated. This is dried organic superfoods. So they're in their greatest form. I'm just dipping into the bag here. Normally at home we'd have these in glass jars, just for your interest. So I'm just popping that in, nothing complicated. Got my spirulina, which is beautiful. Love spirulina with water. It'll give it a nice green flavour as well. So you can see I'm just popping it in here into the mix down there. So hopefully you're capturing that on the camera. Water's gone in a little bit already to allow it to blend in. I've already put in various ones of here. I haven't put the coconut oil in yet, but I'm going to do that now. For those of you wondering what hemp seeds look like, here you can see, just tiny little seeds, beautiful. They're going to be crushed up and liquidized, so they'll form a liquid. They'll become liquidized with the main juice that I'm doing. I've done all of the other ones here, so it's very, very simple process. We've carried all of this with us from the United Kingdom. My fiance is amazing. She has this ability to package everything up and make sure it's all done. She knows what we need for the period that we're here. She's actually staying a few more weeks as well, and she'll be maintaining this superfood diet. And then the last thing in here is really to get coconut oil in. So I love this. This is what, by the way, for those of you wanting to maintain your natural body fats and to help you keep your fats and your body weight on naturally onto all your organs, and here it is. It looks a bit gooey, but it's one of the best things you can have for yourself. Amazing. Here is to get it all blended together now and get it poured out and enjoy the juice. So let's get it cracking. Doesn't need a massively long time, and you can see that the froth is beautiful there. Can everybody see the froth? Hopefully you're looking down at that. That's a lot of the natural fats that have come off the oils and some of the seeds. And now all we do is we pour it out and enjoy it. See them there? Don't ignore those, by the way, because they are really good for you. So you've got me blending that. Got my juice here. Amazing. One thing I would say is, excuse me, don't rush into this too much. Have a small phase. You can see I'm enjoying that. And remember, this is topping up during the day, so May do a couple of those during the day, gives me some natural fats and some of the goodies that I need, in addition to the juicing that I'm taking as well. So I'm hopefully getting a picture here of the benefits of the process of mixing and creating variety. My palate at the moment is really sensitive to any changes in taste, so unlike somebody who's eating a lot of fast foods and drinking tea and coffee and numbing your senses, by going through this cleansing process you actually become really aware of the flavour of things. And I know certainly at the end of the week, if I have something even sweet like a banana or an apple or some orange juice, it's going to be like an explosion of flavour in my mouth. And I'm also looking forward to that as well. That's the beauty of going through this experience when you're enjoying the cleanse. Hopefully getting the message as well that it's about having fun and enjoying the process. Don't make it something that's too complicated. A lot of people do that. As you can see here, it didn't take me very long to do that, and I've got a nice juice there to enjoy over the next half an hour. I'm actually going on to a live webinar now. A little bit more about superfoods while I'm on this detox, because it's something that most people don't really know much about, and I think it's important to cover it with you now while you're listening to me, and I'm engaged fully in this experience of a detox, which is something that we believe fully in and enjoy the process. So when we talk about superfoods, I'm talking about foods that are typically grown in a very natural, organic, plant-based environment. So things like goji berries, acai berry, you've got cacao, which is the original raw cacao beans that make up chocolate that most people get excited about, but obviously without the dairy and everything else. These are often, and things like spirulina, which are grown in a sea-based environment. These are plant-based foods which are generally grown in extreme circumstances. A lack of oxygen is a classic example with the acai berry. Extreme climatic conditions. Goji berries, for example, will grow in climates well over above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Anything that's dry, that's hot, that's extreme, that puts the plant under extreme conditions actually has a very positive effect on the output, because the concentrated result in the product, being the berry or the nut or the acai berry, for example, is so concentrated that it's packed with nutrition. Acai being a classic example of that, it has the nutritional content, the protein profile equivalent to an egg, for example, in just a tiny little berry. It's packed with antioxidant just on the outer skin, because most of it is actually is a seed with this tiny little on the outside, this tiny little band of skin which is packed with nutritional content as well. And when you're taking in superfoods and you're having them in this blended form, for example here I've got the kitchen next to me, and you're having them in a juice mixed with some other goodies as well, you'll find the impact will be typically things like a clearer thinking. Your head literally feels clearer. Your thought process feels more rapid. You become more alert. Your taste buds become more alert. You feel generally sharper, and your immune system gets raised because you're taking in all these additional minerals, additional vitamins, all good quality, good content, plant-based, not processed, but plant-based natural minerals and vitamins. Amino acids, loaded with them. Higher protein levels, again, and a much better quality. Antioxidants I've just talked about, and numerous other things that you're going to get as a result of eating superfoods. So during the course of a cleanse, what we typically do, although we'll have our typical juice things, our greens like spinach and broccoli, well, not so much broccoli, but you can put it in, but it needs to be mixed with water. It's a dry vegetable, remember. But you've also got your cucumber. If you want to use squash, you can. You can put garlic in there and ginger as well. They're all great because they give you the substance that you need, and you're ideally looking for organic. The great thing about the superfoods is they are concentrated and loaded, so they act as a punch. They give the kick behind the other juices that you're taking, and that's why we like to mix it up during the course of the week that we're doing our superfood blend. So I'm talking to you now. It's coming up to about 25 to 6 here in Sweden, and I've gone for probably 36, coming up to 48 hours now without any solid food, any liquid at all. Any solid food, just purely liquid. And I'm feeling great, and as you can see, I'm feeling very alert, and I'm enjoying the process. And so is my fiance, who's here with me as well in Sweden, and she's been gathering up all the goodies and gone out today and got some more things for us. Okay, so I'll report back to you on the next stage.